So we have Ra and Thor. They have Loki. They went for Loki first, which is interesting. Not really a first pick type thing. They're going for Apollo because we didn't get Apollo. Apollo's always going to be a top tier pick. There's Athena. Nothing too surprising. So Ra's going to solo. Ra's a really good solo. Now we need a mid and a ranged physical carry. I mean, I can Agni. I can Poseidon. Let's see what they want here. Poseidon. So there's Neith. Neith would be a really good pick here. I can take mid. I'll go for Poseidon. We'll take Poseidon mid. Looks like we'll have a Ra solo, Thor jungle, Neith, and we gotta go for a support tank. At this point, Sobek's off the table, Amir is still on the table, Bak is still on the table. They got Athena, which means they're gonna be picking a solo. Guan Yu is gonna be their solo, and Agni mid. Nothing really too surprising there. So it pretty much is just gonna be Bacchus for us. Bacchus or Amir, depending on what we want. But those are our last two picks. Nothing real too surprising. They have their side lane support. I mean, they could do a jungle Hoonbots, a jungle Hoonbots, solo Loki, and then Athena Apollo, and then Agni mids. That's what we're gonna do. So they're gonna have an Agni in the middle lane. They're gonna have Athena Apollo lane together in the long lane, Loki in the short lane, and then Agni in the middle lane. And Bacchus is, I mean, I was pretty much guaranteed to get Bacchus here. Is what I was expecting. So we're gonna have Poseidon in the middle lane, Bacchus and Neith in the long lane, Thor in the jungle, and then Ra in the solo lane. Ra has a pretty decent time against Loki. Neith Bacchus is incredibly powerful, but so is Apollo Athena. I think Neith Bacchus, if played properly, probably has a little bit more power than Apollo Athena, but Apollo Athena is really hard to shut down because they have a lot of CC, they have the taunting, they have all kinds of stuff going along with that, so. Obligatory skin spamming. Obligatory skin spamming. Pew 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 pew. So the bans were Naja and Sobek. Nothing really too surprising there. Naja's really strong right now. People are really favoring her. Do I recognize anybody? Not really. So I mean, this could go well for us. Again, you know what I always talk about. The early game is heavily reliant on the mid and the jungle. So me and Thor are gonna have to work really well together and succeed in the early game. The side lanes aren't as important in the beginning. The carry lanes just need a farm, and the solo lane that just needs to live. I mean, that's really their only objective in the beginning. It's just live for the solo laner. If the solo laner never dies, he won. He won in his early games. That's the whole point. I'm playing Poseidon in the middle lane against an Agni. Agni has a harder time against Poseidon in the middle lane. Just in the early levels, just because Poseidon has a better clear than Agni does. Unless Agni gets really aggressive. If Agni gets really aggressive and gets away with it, so, you know, if he dashes through a wave or, you know, gets to the point where he can do that and I don't punish him properly, then he can outpush me. But in general, Poseidon has a better level 1 through 5 in the early stages of the mid game versus an Agni. Once Agni hits 5, it levels out really easily. And then the only thing that Poseidon has over Agni is the Whirlpool Kraken combination, which, if the Agni's fast enough, the first tick of the Whirlpool won't apply before you can dash away. So usually Agni can just dash away from the Whirlpool. But if the Agni's too slow, then you can just cripple him before the dash goes off, and then you ult, and then that's a big burst on a squishy character like Agni. It's really, really easy. Had a question to explain the current Conquest meta. It is a solo laner in the short lane, a 2v2 lane in the long lane, which is going to be a carry and a support, and in the mid lane you have a mage, and then you have a jungler which roams around and tries to get ganks. Generally, you'll play an assassin in the middle or in the jungle, like Hoonbots, Fenrir, Thor, Naja. So there's the dash. He's going to be really aggressive here, which is fine. Once I hit level 2 up, I'll have a much better push than he will. I actually think this was possibly a stream snipe. This guy follows me into all my streams, so we'll see. So now I have the level 2, I'm able to clear these waves out really easy. So what I want to do is I want to lead the wave a little bit. I go ahead and stack this up a bit, just like that. He's going to dash. I'm going to let him do it. See how there's the push from Poseidon. Even with the dash, Agni can't keep up with Poseidon's push, so I'm free to just do what I want. Which means, you know, without any side camps to clear, I can just hop into the jungle, look around. One thing that doesn't really, hasn't really been picked up by SMITE just yet, but is really prevalent in other MOBA games, is just running out of your lane and not being visible. If you're not visible, the enemy can't predict what you're going to do and where you're going to go. There's the path. But one tidal surge should clear that whole thing out, and now we're just slapping. Now we're just slapping. Thor's going to go ahead and get the blue buff and give it to the Ra. Ra's facing up against the Loki. Looks like they're doing okay. Right lane looks like they might be in trouble. Neath actually taking a lot of harassment here.
Enemy missing middle. Be careful.
Okay.
I don't know where he went.
Is under attack.
Just want to make sure I'm around in case I pick him up here. So Agni's going to go for the dash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these up since I was absent. Always want to help your junglers out with the side camps. He didn't really need help on this one, but he took a lot more damage than he should have just because I wasn't here in time. Agni should be returning, and there he is. Moonbots is here, but he has no ultimate. There's a Flame Wave. Flame Wave's gone. Jungler's going to be hitting level 5, so going to be careful about Hoonbots hitting level 5 in the lane right now. There's that path of flames coming out. I have to use these pots now. Get myself back up. Right lane looks like they're doing okay. They're actually farming a little bit better than us. Looks like Hoonbots is going to get some good farm. Loki is going to be going for Heartseeker build. And that's about all he's got. He's out. That's the trouble with Agni, is if you use your meters harass, your kill potential goes down, whereas Poseidon always has his ultimate.
Be careful, right. Enemy missing middle.
This is a really risky position for me here. I'm actually throw that down so it hits the Agni and does a lot of damage to him. Throw out that wave to clear it all out. He's going to go for an ulti probably here, but it's just one ulti.
Set up an ambush here.
And that's about all he's got. Thor's going to go in on this.
Tower is under attack.
And that's going to be that. So we're going to snipe him off there with the tidal surge, and it looks like the Athena is going to go ahead and pop her ultimate, but she wasn't unable to land. I'm going to be afraid of Hoonbots here. I don't want him to kind of come and gank me in case he's hanging out. He knows my HP is low, so I'm actually going to back up my second tier tower. Just to be safe, I really don't want to get caught at all by Hoonbots. I mean, it's going to be really easy for him to just come out and burst me. I'm going to get Aegis Amulet because it's really good against not only Agni, but also against Hoonbots. I'm going to go ahead and wait for this mana pot because Thor has my middle. Generally, you don't always want to wait here. I mean, middle lane means that you want to be there as often as you can because it's easy to take out the mid tower. Thor's going to be doing this jungle area here. Looks like Agni's going to be rotating over. It looks like he actually got it. Hoonbots should have his ultimate available. We have a Heartseeker on Thor, so Thor's going for a bit of a greedy build there.
Attack. Enemy missing middle. Help! Yes. Enemy missing right. Be right.
Looks like they're coming over. Paul's up in the air. There's a Neath ultimate. We should be able to actually get this one. There's an Agni meteor, so I'm going to use this pot. I'm going to get dropped quite low there. Athena's going to be here, so I'm going to back off all the way because she can dash in and taunt. I don't want to get caught by that. She's only level 5, but she's obviously pretty tanky here. She might go in on this or might not. I'm not exactly sure what she wants to do here. I went for a very minimalist build by not getting my Trident. The Trident helps you clear out jungle camps. But without it, you won't be able to do as much. I'm going to walk it until they get all the way into it. And then go for the tidal surge, clear out the whole wave. And wait for that to clear out here. Looks like right lane Neath and Bacchus are doing okay. We're actually up in gold now after those kills. Hopefully I can get this one. I don't know if it's going to go for him or not, but he's going to take that one. Right lane looks gankable. I don't have my ultimate, nor do I have enough mana to combo, so I'm just going to go ahead and wait. And again, we still have Agni here. He's going to use a meteor. It's always good to keep track of how many meteors Agni has.
Gank middle lane. Okay.
There's no one there, so it's going to back off. Looks like Agni's going to teleport back here. I'm going to do exactly the same. What I'm going to do is go ahead and just buy that.
Is under attack.
Get enough, get my mana back, teleport back, now I'm back in lane. Avoid that meteor. He only has 1 meter left. One thing you want to check as well is Agni has Aegis. That's really important to know, especially against Poseidon. You want to know who has Aegis and who doesn't. Right now it's only Agni, and that's because your ultimate is really easily countered by an Aegis amulet. So you want to know that you don't want to know who has Aegis and who doesn't. It's like left lane got killed off.
Be careful, right.
Right lane's gonna get ganked by Agni pretty soon here.
Be careful, right. Enemies incoming right. Cancel that. Enemies have returned to middle.
I don't know if Agni's coming in on this or not. So he's gonna go ahead and land that. So he's getting more gold and experience than I am. He just hit level 10. Let them walk through it.
Enemy missing middle. Enemies have returned to
Thor's
middle.
gonna need help at that jungle camp. We're still up by gold, which is good. Agni's doing good, but Agni's always gonna be doing good, just by being Agni.
Enemy missing left. Enemy missing middle.
I'll go ahead and be back here. Still hanging out. My next item's going to be Gem of Isolation just because, I mean, they have a lot of burst. Honestly, with Hoonbots, Apollo, and Loki, it might behoove me to go for a Wall of Absolution early just to avoid the burst. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Avoid that there. Hoonbots could be here. Looks like left Loki is still accounted for. Right is still accounted for. Bacchus wants to gank this lane, but I think they still have wards.
Be careful, right.
Yeah, looks like they want to go in on this. It's a good ward there placed in front of the medium camp. I'm going to hang out here just so he doesn't know where I am. Again, the point I was talking about earlier. You want to be off the vision as much as you possibly can so that the enemy doesn't really know where you are. So they can't really react to it. They're always wondering if you're missing or not.
Gank left lane.
So they're going to need help over there.
Ultimate is ready.
Here's
Be
Agni.
careful. Ultimate is down.
Hoonbots is coming in.
Okay.
They still have that.
Be careful.
Unfortunate. There's Hoonbots ultimate.
Tower is under attack. Be right back.
That's enough to kill off the Hoonbots. Agni's still here. It looks like they're out of meteors, so I think we're okay. Luckily enough, Thor ended up teleporting out there. Unfortunately enough, he missed his ultimate, but it didn't look like it was completely necessary.
Nice
We'll
job.
clear that out. Looks like right lane's getting kills. All kinds of good stuff. So we're going to pick up a gem now. As far as the second active item goes, with this kind of damage, we're probably just going to want a blink. Just reposition myself. Actually, I probably just want to go
Enemy has been slain. Be careful.
and head on out here.
My trident.
So as far as the state of the game goes, we're up 7-3-9, which is good. As you can see, actually right lane's doing really, really well. Maddie's just killing everybody.
Be right back. Be right back.
Kind of would rather have the damage buff over the movement speed buff, but if he wants damage, I'll take movement speed if I need it. It'll go with my passive really well, which means I'll be able to keep myself well positioned, which is good.
Enemy missing middle.
There's Agni. He already cleared that out. He used all his meters to do it. It's not really that big of a deal. Let's see if we can't help out right lane. Getting pushed up pretty far. Generally, if you're going to go for a lane gank, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to benefit from it. A lot of times people will waste time trying to get a gank or trying to force a gank when it's not there. If you see people pushed up really far, then definitely go help. But don't waste too much time trying to gank or trying to force a gank when it's not there. It's going to be a death for me. Yeah, really big gank there. Could have blinked away, but nothing really can do there. I mean, obviously the Hoonbot's ultimate, all the burst damage is going to just take me out. So that's just pure positioning. Just bad positioning by B. Took me out. So that's the lesson learned for anyone who's wondering. A lot of times it's just being positioned and properly being available. Bog's going to get jumped on here. Intoxicate. Belch the God's going to come out as well. Doing a lot of damage. I don't know if he went for just the Greaves. Neath Ultimate's going to come out. Thor Dunk. He's got no mana. That's a kill.
An enemy has been slain.
So they might be getting two. Thor's going to dive pretty hard here. I'm not... He's getting pretty low. I don't know if he should have dived there or not. Looks like Loki's going to come over. Loki's going to try and jump on somebody. Yeah, he's going to disengage. Loki's playing it safe. Athena is here, so I wonder if we can get initiation here on Athena. Apologies.
Be right back.
Like, Agni's going to come out here. Agni level 14 now. He's just farming incredibly well. Nothing really you can hold against him with that.
Tower is under attack. On my way.
I'm going to stack this up. Clear it out. Avoid that. I have a third level into my ultimate now, which is good. And I'm just going to keep on farming. Obviously with those kills he's getting, it's going to help him out a lot. He's got to do more, which is important. He's got to do more of Heartseeker on Hoonbots and Heartseeker on Apollo. Apollo's yet to finish his, so Apollo's being kept pretty slow there.
Be careful, right.
Agni's probably just hanging out. Oh, there's Agni. So we're going to see if we can't counter that ward really quick.
Enemy missing right. Be careful, right.
There's Agni. So now his ward got countered. They might be countering mine soon. There's that. Thor might run into him. These side camps will be respawning soon, so again, got to leverage those a little bit better than I have been. Definitely losing out on a lot of golden experience that I could have if I had been clearing those out faster. Athena's here. Want to wait for the back rotation. Agni's still available as well. There's Hoonbots, so definitely got to rotate around here. Actually, they're going to fight in the jungle.
Enemies incoming middle. Your middle tower is under attack.
Not really forcing anything. Be very careful. Waiting for the initiation to start. I don't really want to get caught out in the big AoEs. My middle lane's being taken out here, so I'm just going to get rid of these. Is that clear? Looks like they're going to take out this medium camps. Bacchus is forcing this forward. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to them that they did to me, which is Agni cleared out my lane and then went to help, which means that my tower was pushing. Whereas I thought we'd be a lot more aggressive than we were.
Be careful, right.
Looks like they are returning. There's the Athena. He's going to force that down. Agni, look at these going up and around. Hoonbots is there.
Be careful.
There's that kill there. Hoonbots got very greedy. Agni was way out of position. I didn't have any cooldowns there to assist in the kill on the Agni. I didn't want to pop my ultimate and miss it, so I saved it just because. Bacchus is going to get the kill. Excellent play there by Matty Pocket. Excellent play there. Trying to pick that kill up. Bacchus gets the kill on the Agni. So now we're 10-4 and 11. Doing good. Cleaning these up pretty well. I think left lane Loki's going to be facing up against the Ra. The Ra's doing pretty well. He's 0-1-0, but I mean, one death in the solo lane is not that big of a deal. Loki does have a Heartseeker and he gave a lot of farming. He's the most farm on his entire team, so that's definitely something that hasn't really been a part of the team fights. That we're winning the team fights now, but if there's a big thing that we're missing, which is going to be that Loki, who's really farmed and had a lot of burst damage. So I'm gonna want to be very careful about that. The Loki especially, just because he's going to be doing a lot of burst damage. He's going to be focusing on people like me and Neath. I have my gem now, so if I decide to go after this or slow someone down, I definitely could. I could also use my trident to slow them down on top of everything else. Very, very important pickup for Poseidon. Most people would even consider it compulsory. Hoonbots is going to be hanging out pretty close by here, just by Athena's positioning. It's possible that they're around. There's that ward positioning. There's a kill there. Put a ward down, cover the Gold Fury. Agni's in the middle lane with the Hoonbots, and our tower got pushed. Their tower got pushed as well. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang out in the middle lane. They might be rotating over. See what Agni does. If Agni stays mid, I'll stay mid. If not, I'll rotate over. It's like Hoonbots is here. He's gonna jump over. Oh, he's gonna go for it. He misses. Actually lands on Agni, who just dashes away. I'm here in case he needs it, but it doesn't look like he will. We can definitely get a mid tower. Gold Fury's gonna be a little bit risky if they realize it. Looks like they're just going to go after that. Ra's going to cover the middle lane, which means we're good. There's the Hand of the Gods. And we're all set.
Thanks. Be right back.
So I kind of zoned him out there. So as soon as Agni dashed away, I was hoping he'd dash my way. It was a really great mesmerize by Apollo. Loki's still here, but again, what can he do? Loki's not really a kind of god that can go up against 4 people like that. When I save my mana here because I'm pretty low. He might actually want to initiate on me, so I'm actually going to get away here. Just because I'm by myself and he's level 17, same level as me. And I don't have any assistance coming. Generally, if you want to go in on something, you want to make sure you have the assistance nearby. And since no gods on my team are nearby, I definitely don't want to risk anything, especially when they're this far ahead. They're going to have to teleport back to mid lane to defend it. There's the Loki teleport. If he didn't teleport, that mid tower would have died just to the minions. That was a really good play by the Loki to get that one off. At this point, I'm not only too scared of Agni's damage, but I'm scared of everyone else's. So I'm actually going to pick up the combat blinks in case I get caught out, and then pick up a wall of absolution up against the Loki, Hoonbots, and Apollo. Agni's still pretty farmed. He has a do-more, but I think the best way for the enemy team to get back into this is going to be the Loki, and whether or not he pulls off his combo and bursts people down. So by picking up the wall of absolution, I take out one of their ace cards. Obviously, the Hoonbots will do less damage to me. The Apollo will do less damage to me, as well as the Loki won't have the ability to burst. And Loki is all burst. I mean, if he doesn't get that burst off, it doesn't kill you in a certain time window, meaning like 3 to 5 seconds. A lot of times, Loki just has to back off because he doesn't have anything left to get in there. There's a really good pickup there. Thor's gonna go up here. Minions are coming in. Loki's coming out, so I want to be careful about this. There's that cripple. Bot's ultimate. He's already dead though. I'm gonna clear all that out. Mid tower down. Really great positioning by my team here. Definitely well played. So we're gonna take out this tower as well. I'm gonna stand on the edge of this. I don't want to group up too much. We're gonna have someone rotating over here, looks like. No, ended up just dipping. Ended up just dipping. Thor's going to blink over the wall. I'm just about done with my wall here. And again, the reason I picked this up... Oh, please let me have the damage buff. The reason I picked it up is just to take out their ace card.
Thanks.
See if we can't stack this up. There goes the Whirlpool. Stack the Tide back up again. A few more hits, and there it is.
Okay.
I don't really want to clear this out. Someone will need this blue buff, so I'm going to go ahead and lead it. Looks like left lane, they're still getting kills. There goes that tick. Wall's done, so I'm going to go pick up the wall. I'm going to get some wards, and then I'm going to get a teleport, and I'm going to teleport back mid. Try to push this up. Now we're here. A left lane might get collapsed on, so if we can't get over there and help. I'm going to place a ward on the way over. Place one here in case they have it. Looks like they don't. Loki might go in on this. I'm going to place one here, and we'll have vision on this.
Be careful. Ultimate is ready.
Thor might go in on this or not. That's the question. So he went on the Agni. Missed the dunk, unfortunately. So we're just going to try to force this tower. This tower is very, very low, so it's going to be easy for us to clear this out.
Thanks.
Still grouping up. We have plenty of vision on them, so if they rotate, we'll know. Maddie just goes in. You need to just focus the tower at this point. That's exactly why I have the combat blink and the wall. I would have died there if I didn't. There's a kill on the Hoon bots. Looks like Thor ended up dying, unfortunately. But Agni's out of meteors. Apollo should have his ultimate, actually. Let's see. There's that. We're going to be forced to retreat. We traded 2 for 1 there. We actually didn't get the tower, surprisingly enough. I'm going to head back here. I lag China, says Maddie. Let's pick up one more of those. We'll get another ward. But you can see the reasoning behind me picking up the Wall of Absolution as well as the Combat Blink. Because without the extra physical protection, which I believe is 105, 45, yeah, so it's 105 physical protection fully stacked on the Wall of Absolution, plus the Combat Blink. So without that 105 physical protection, I most assuredly would have been bursted down by the Athena-Loki combination and would have died there. So by me living, I still had enough time to put my ultimate out and get a kill. And make that, that 2 for 0 exchange for the enemy team, a 2 for 1, because we picked off the Hoon bots, which of course has the Heartseeker, and he's also having trouble keeping up. So I mean, every kill we get on the Hoon bots is good. There's a slow. My Gem of Isolation is up. So let's see if we can't. There's a kill there. Here's Agni. Thor's gonna go up. Let's see if we can't get a kill on this. There's a stun. Thor misses the dunk. But Tectonic Rift comes down. Wrong side, unfortunately. He's gonna dunk in on top of a Whirlpool, unfortunately. That Mesmerize is really good. We're gonna stack up the right lane here. I'm actually gonna be a little bit greedy, just because we have the positioning to do it. They're going to start the Gold Fury. I'm going to clear out this wave, which means that lane should push by the time we get back. Time management is really good here. So since I cleared that wave out, this wave will push all the way up if you look at the minimap. And then we'll clear out the Gold Fury. I'm going to stack up my Tide. There's the Tide stack. Clearing that out. And then we'll be able to get probably Fire Giant or a tower. There's 2 down. We can go for right lane. We can clear out their buffs. Or we can just straight go across our FG.
Be careful.
Make sure they don't have a ward here. So using your extra gold for wards is always a good idea, just because you'll be able to shut down the vision of the enemy team, and they really, really need vision in order to come back into the game. I have no idea why Athena's there. I don't know if Thor's going to be able to stop her or not.
On my way.
Did he lose her? Thor, you had one job! There's a Tectonic Rift. She's going to dash. There's the dash. There's that smack. And there's a dead Athena. Not exactly sure why she was doing it, and this should be to me. Should definitely be to me. Athena pretty grumpy. Athena pretty grumpy. Alright, let's go ahead and just go for a rod now. Just because I have the opportunity to do so. Just because. And what I can do, looks like we're just going to probably go on the Apollo, but it's just going to fly away if he has it up. Is what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack out 3 more wards and get a teleport, but I'm not going to use it. Which means that at any point, I mean, I could have teleported right if I wasn't trying to explain something with my brain and my mouth and my words and English sentences. But actually, I might have been canceled. Not sure about the timing there. I just noticed it at the last second. So let's see if we can. Those last hits. He's probably going to place a ward, so we want to be careful. If there's a support tank next to you, you don't really want to be spamming wards because they're going to be doing the exact same thing. And generally supports aren't expecting you as a mid to be placing wards. They won't really expect you to do it. So you kind of have to expect them to do it. Oh, he is going so deep right now. And there's the damage. That's why you don't Aegis when there's a Poseidon near you.
Be careful left. Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower.
Yeah, don't really Aegis when there's a Poseidon right next to you. Doesn't really work out in your favor. Get a little damage there. We can place our last ward up here so we can cover the flank. So if they try to come from behind us, we'll be able to catch it. That's really what we're going to be going for here. When we were so far ahead at this point, looks like he might be coming in on somebody. There's the Athena ult.
Ultimate is ready.
There's a Thor dunk. Cripple, the slow. So there's just a little tiny hole. Let's see if we can't clear that out. There's the clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of back off here a little bit. When the teamfight's about to start and you're a squishy character, especially with the big teamfight ultimate, you kind of want to hang out. Wait for the initiations to start, wait for everyone to use their cooldowns, and then you come in and clean up a bit. You don't want to be standing next to people, just giving them free initiation. So I'm going to kind of hang out a bit here. Wait for an opportunity to go in, wait for things to happen. Wait for them to initiate, we can counter-initiate. I mean, since we're so far ahead, our counter-initiation is going to be worth more than their initiation. That's going to be the biggest thing. And you shouldn't ult here. I don't know if we can get this under tower. Yeah, she's going to go back off there. Smart play. If they were stepped a little bit farther forward, the Neath ultimate would allow us to initiate, but not really too necessary. I'm going to whack this a little bit. Looks like we're going to get it, so I'm going to back off again. Still waiting for a good... They're waiting for the initiation, and I'm waiting for the initiation as well. Loki's going to be waiting to pick off a character like myself, low HP Ra or the Neath. That's what Loki's looking for. Don't give him the opportunity to do so. There is the taunt. So since we're peeling off here, I'm going to go ahead and back off. Blocking the Neath like a pro. Like a pro. There's that. Again, getting more wards. I like getting the Sentry ward just because when we're this far ahead, obviously the regular wards last twice as long, which give us more vision. But at this point, we're so far ahead, I'm not concerned about our vision. I'm concerned about their vision. Their vision is my point of focus. If I can limit their vision, we're okay. Because we have the strength, we have the farm, we have the levels, we have everything going for us that if we don't have vision, that's fine. Because we know we have map control either way. But if they don't have vision, they can't go anywhere. Because they know we're too far ahead that if they walk into us, they're going to die. Without a doubt, they will die. And that's why if they don't have map vision, that's more important than us not having map vision. That was really rude. You have a terrible singing voice and you were off key. Ra's going to go over towards the Gold Fury. Or Agni's going to go over towards the Gold Fury. Ra's going to come over here and possibly try to take the damage buff.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I would like to have it, if that's cool. He's going to give it to me. Gold Fury's there. Here's Hoonbots.
Ultimate is ready.
It's like Loki might be coming out this way. He's going to dip immediately. If he kept going forward, he would have died. I would have ulted. But since he didn't, that's fine. Neath ultimate just in case. Gold Fury has been taken. Now we're just kind of waiting for a big initiation. We don't really want to give anything away. Like, the whole idea behind getting Wall of Absolution is just preventing the enemy team from having an opportunity to get back into the game. That's really all it was for. That's really what we're waiting for right now. We're not going to give away a team fight. We're not in a position where we have to, force anything. I mean, look, we're so far ahead in gold. We're 14,000 gold up. We're up in experience. We're up in gold. I mean, they don't really have any items to defend themselves. So as far as like team fights go, we're sitting on our lazy boys hanging back with a beer. I mean, there's nothing really that we have to do. We're waiting for them to screw up so we can end the game. We don't really. If we get too greedy, if we get too forceful, if we get a little bit too up in their face, then we're gonna end up losing like this team fight that's happening over here that really shouldn't be happening. Thor's gonna go up in the air. I'm gonna wait for an opportunity to dunk. And so they're actually not gonna engage. There's the dunks on Athena. Oh, he's gonna disengage. Looks like Audney just got taken out really, really hard there. Might be someone here that could be killed.
Okay.
I'm going to ward this up so we have vision of the flank. Looks like Loki going to pick up the Neath. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Look at Neath. Neath ended up picking up no defense at all, which is fine. She went for the Deathbringer. But again, the reason I picked that up is that's how they're going to get back into this game. You can see how they're not really winning any team fights. They're not really getting anything out of us. He's going to dash through us.
Retreat. Be right back.
So we still have that. Bot's waiting in the wings here. They may have just given up at this point. So we're still waiting for that opportunity to get in on somebody. Okay. Oh, he goes for it, misses. That last hit there. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my rod now. Rod and Deathbringer are something you want to Rod and Deathbringer are two items you want to go back to finish just because they're so valuable. Rod especially. I mean, Rod will give you a big bonus in magic power. It'll boost you up a whole lot. So, you know, prioritizing going back to finish it is something that your team will understand, and you should also understand as you're going forward. So we can actually get a damage buff here, and then we'll go over to the left side lane. And honestly, if we get Fire Giant, I might just buy a potion, and then we can try to end the game that way. Damage buff. If we get a gank, we can go for Fire Giant. If we get Fire Giant, I'll just go back and buy a potion, and from that point on, we'll be in a good spot. I can burst almost anyone in the enemy team, and then we'll be okay. I'm gonna place a ward up here just for, I mean, that reason right there. Just for that reason right there.
Attack left lane.
We have wards literally everywhere to make sure. Now, we don't really want to attempt Fire Giant when they're nearby. Again, it goes along the lines of when you're ahead, give the enemy team zero chance, like zero reason to get back into the game. And if you go for big attempts or do anything risky, you will give them an opportunity to get back into it. But if you don't do anything risky and you kind of just hang out, like right there, just wait for picks, they'll never be able to get back into this.
Attack Fire Giant.
With that pick there on Athena, we should be able to do this. Athena was the one who had the tier 3 Hand of the Gods. So Loki still has tier 1, but with Athena gone, they don't really have the ability. I'll stack up my Tide. There's the Hand of the Gods, and now we're good. Neath ult. And that's all we needed. That is all we needed. Searing Pain comes out, hits the Apollo, and Thor should be able to reach this. It's going to be a little bit out. Nope, there's a dunk. And that's exactly what we're waiting for. So there's the root on the Loki. And the damage output comes. And now we can attack the Minotaur. Bog is just going to tank it at this point. So it looks like we're going to be able to smash this in and win the game. Put a word down for reasons. All the reasons. All kinds of reasons. Then we're going to pop over here. Again, put a ward down for reasons. Every reason you can think of. Clear out this Phoenix. They're going to take this. This is a very safe route. Generally, if you don't feel like you can end the game with 2 people up, we may or may not be able to. I think we could. I don't think there would be anything to stop us from killing the Minotaur. But this is the safe route. Clearing out 3 Phoenixes instead of going for the Minotaur, this is the safe route. This will keep you, you know, in a safer zone. There's nothing they can do to stop us from clearing out the Phoenixes, but there's also nothing there's something they could do to stop us from killing the Minotaur. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack up my my Tide here. He's gonna be forced into the well, and that's gonna be game. So we'll actually look at the stats really quick to see what that game was all about. But again, that just came down to good play all around. Bacchus, Natty Pocket did a really good job of playing the support that game. Just killer play. And then, you know, as I stated at the beginning of the game, let's see if we can get a GG well played out here. Just in general, I mean, you're going to be able to see, you know, the early game comes down to the middle and the jungle. The early game win is going to come down to the middle of the jungle. The side lane support and physical carry are going to be sitting there farming. Their job is to farm. Now with Neith, it's easier to get kills and win the early game because she's going to be ulting all the time and setting up ganks and assisting all that. So, you know, Neith helps out in a lot, but again, it just comes down to they're just there to farm and win their lane. Ra wins his lane if he lives. If he never dies, ever, then that's a win for him. He's just going to sit there and farm level, and then come out towards the mid stage of the game and win. But you can tell, you know, as far as like the stats go, a really big play from, you know, the side lane with Bacchus and Neith, and then of course middle lane or the early game was won by myself and then the Thor. So, you know, if you're playing the jungle, you want to be very active, and if you're playing the mid, I mean, your job is to win the early game, and then you pass it on to the mid game with, you know, the carry and the solo lane, and everything starts to come together after that. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in my next game.